Member for Chisholm.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. The motion asks the House to recognise that there is no legislative protection against verification and incitement to hatred and/or violence based on a person's religion or religious belief. That is, of course, incorrect. All Australian governments are responsible for protecting Australians from incitement to hatred or violence. At the Commonwealth level, we do this through the Criminal Code. Section 80.2a and 80.2b makes it offence to urge the use of violence or force against religious groups or their members, punishable up to 7 years imprisonment. These penalties reflect that incitement to hatred and violence is a very serious criminal matter. Other jurisdictions also make incitement to hatred or violence against religious groups a criminal offence as well, like in New South Wales, Queensland, NACT, and of course my home state Victoria, all contained criminal offences relating to the incitement of violence against religious groups, but that the maximum penalties in those jurisdictions are lower than the penalties that apply under the Commonwealth law. I want to talk about protecting the ability of religious commitments to live in accordance with their faith. A central plank in the government's efforts to protect Australia's religious community is our Religious Discrimination Bill. That bill, for the first time, will introduce laws at the Commonwealth level that protect Australians from discrimination on the basis of their religious belief or activities. The bill will fill an obvious gap in Australia's human rights laws. It will protect Australians from religious discrimination in the same way they are protected from discrimination on the basis of age, sex, race, or disability. For example, if it's passed, that bill would be, for the first time, make it unlawful for a Jewish man in Victoria to be refused from being turned away by a taxi because of his faith. A Muslim woman in New South Wales to be refused service at a shop because she was wearing a hijab. The bill also protects the ability of religious communities to say what they believe. The bill simply says Australians should not face a discrimination lawsuit just for saying what they believe. All Australians should be free to live in accordance with their faith and share that faith with others without being subject to lawsuits because others find the faith offensive. Critically, the bill also balances this protection by putting in place very clear safeguards which ensure that there are no protections for speech that is malicious or that harasses, verifies, or incites violence or hatred. This is a balanced, straightforward safeguard that protects all Australians. The bill also contains protections for religious bodies. Very often it is our religious institutions that are the central pillars of Australian religious communities. So, for example, the synagogue might be the heart of a Jewish community, and an Islamic community might be built around a mosque. Our religious discrimination bill protects those institutions by making clear that for the purposes of the bill, they do not discriminate on the grounds of religious belief or activity by acting in accordance with their faiths. So the motion asks the House to recognise that. I can say that it is definitely incorrect. Thank you.